So we are standing by with Lane Johnson of the Philadelphia Eagles in the locker room after the game. You know, the last time I saw you, we were partying in the Super Bowl locker room. You had the cigars going, obviously not the result you want tonight. Where do you feel like it slipped away?
Yeah, we're not very efficient offensively. We have times where we have big explosive plays, but not able to capitalize and put it in the end zone. Costly mistakes. I feel like our run game isn't very efficient right now. We're making it very hard on all phases for us.
Why is that?
I think when you look at it, maybe we're too predictable. Maybe I think when you look at some of the stuff we did last year, the production isn't matching the talent. So, collectively we got to come together and do better. And so, obviously what we've been doing the first few weeks hasn't been working. And, even the games that we won, it hasn't been as efficient, as we like.
You can see you have a high bar for yourself for you to say it hasn't been efficient at that record. I want you to be a little bit honest because I was in the tunnel watching you guys come off the bus when you were walking. Everyone was walking towards the locker room. And I have covered a lot of games in my career over 20 years. And I don't know, the vibe just seemed maybe a little subdued, maybe tired. You're traveling. It's a short week and things like that. What would you say was just from your overall context, and then compared to tonight, what the energy was like coming into the game, especially with some of the headlines?
Yeah, I thought the energy was good coming in. Each game's different, each environment's different, and there's always an excuse if we're looking to find one. But it goes down to us performing better. All phases: offense, defense, special teams. We left a lot of good yards out there on the field. And, I thought we started the game good with a run game, and then it kind of went stagnant. So it became one-dimensional, and you saw the result.
It's funny because during pregame I said in my report that the Eagles played 4 straight playoff teams entering tonight. And I was wondering if, because the Giants 1-4 and all this other stuff, what it was going to be like. One, do you think that was a component? And two, I'm just kind of also wondering what you feel like the synergy is between this team, because obviously everyone wants to contribute on offense. And there's just been some headlines about other people want to, participate in the passing game versus the running game was so prolific last year.
Yeah, I can tell you much from my point of view. I just worry about blocking and run blocking. I don't really care who gets the ball, but
you said my name's Bennett. I ain't in it.
It's frustrating. I think, like I said, the talent we have, and the production isn't matching. So it's frustrating. I felt like we've had a great week of practice, but a lot of football games are won by adjustments. At halftime, in between series, and obviously we're not doing a good job with that. So.
Last question. During the broadcast, one of the analysts said, especially towards the latter part of the second half, third quarter, fourth quarter, that he thought you guys were beginning to look disengaged collectively. Do you agree with that? Did you feel that?
I can tell. From my standpoint, the O-line, man, we're over there in our little sector. We're battling, but I think when you go back and maybe look at the sideline, look at people's body language, so maybe we'll have to do some self-diagnosing. So, but we can always be better. I think it starts with your body language, and no matter what the score is, it's all about fighting and giving your team everything.
I love your honesty. I really, really love your honesty, and I appreciate that. And, even Kobe, the late Kobe, no matter if the point spread was 50 in the game, he's still fighting like y'all. He was one down. So there's something to be said for that.
Yeah. I think when adversity hits, your character can be revealed. So. As far as us, obviously we have a lot of problems, but moving forward, laying down ain't the answer. And so fighting and scrapping is, and maybe we can learn something from Kobe, man, that Mamba mentality. We need a little bit of that right now.
And a little Rocky mentality too. For Lane Johnson, I'm Josina Anderson. We appreciate it. Thank you.